But the album is produced by Flood and Moulder. Who came up with the idea to ask them?
To work with them?
Yeah.
We had, Alan Moulder had done Total Life Forever, he mixed it. So, and we were happy with the way that sounded. And I think we wanted to work with people that were experienced producers and that weren't musicians. Every time before we've worked with musicians. And we just heard that they were interested in doing it together as a co-production. And they've only done that a few times. And one of those times is Downward Spiral. And another one of those records is Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. And they're two of our favourite records sort of growing up. So yeah. It just felt like it was right. And we met them in a room in North London. And we just shared the same kind of language about the record. And I think we shared the same ambition for the record. So it just seemed to fit.
What did they tell you about your songs? How did they influence the songwriting?
I think a lot of it was like almost a sleight of hand. I think what they brought, they were quite transparent as producers. It wasn't driven by ego or by design, but what they brought was they brought a confidence to the decisions, because I think subliminally, if you feel like you're in awe of these two men that have made many great records over their career, and if they're telling you that something is good and that something is going in the right way, then it implicitly gives you confidence. Yeah. And I think that because of who they are, and because of their belief in the songs and their enjoyment of the songs, then it gave us increased belief. It kind of turned down like the neurotic valve in our brains. It was like, they brought a kind of peace to the process.
Was it for the first time while recording an album?
I think it was definitely the most harmonious way, like the most harmonious process. It was the least fraught with difficulty, this one. But that might be partly because we're a bit older as well. And yeah, I think everything about the way that this record was made was informed by a type of confidence that wasn't there before. Or when it was there, it was constantly attacked by this little kind of, by negative energy, we had before we had a teacher that was scolding us in our brains that things weren't right or that this wasn't the way to do things, and we managed to move around that.
Is there one example of a song, or maybe it's something you wrote that is, well, could have turned out like you were saying the wrong way, but with them producing the album, it turned out well?
Yeah, I think a song probably like Providence was a song that I had concerns about when we were writing it, because I felt like in its more skeletal form it kind of didn't make sense, and it didn't make sense in a way that it still doesn't make sense, but it's satisfying and it's crazy. But when it was in its initial form, it was just kind of, it had all these, what I felt to be strange, it had the kind of gospel vocal line over a 7/8 propulsive undercarriage, and it was like, it was a song that I was concerned about whether it was actually good or whether it was terrible. I couldn't really decide for a long time. But with them working on it and with their confidence in the song, then it made me just relax and allow them to just be like, well, you know what, if they like it, then let's just go with it, kind of.
I've got a dual identity.
Yeah.
Meaning, well, your father is from Greece and your mother is from South Africa. Is it just this, or is it just also something that you have inside yourself?
I think I have it inside myself. I would probably more than dual as well. It's probably like, I feel, I definitely feel that inside myself. Like I've got a changing sense of self. I also have different people that I can be. Like I think a lot of people are that way. I can be different people from day to day, and in different circumstances I will be very different. Like you put me in an interview and it's like, it's not, the moment that there's a camera, it's like the sense of self becomes a performative one, for example. It's hard to remain like the same person every day, so.
And how does your, mixed background have something to do with it?
Well, when maybe. I mean, I didn't really have like a very rooted sense of self when we were younger, and also when I grew up in Britain, but I was always brought up to feel like I wasn't British. You know, even though I sound very British and I was educated, like my brain is British in many ways because I went to school there and I was educated there and my friends are there. But in terms of my home life, it was always like, they're British. You know, like there was an element of it where we were other and we had experiences, because my mother's South African as well, so I would go to South Africa and just didn't ever feel rooted in one place.